The fight for Planned Parenthood. Trump's administration is threatening to defund Planned Parenthood and other family planning organizations that receive government funding. The Republican Congress wants to eliminate abortion services and wants to take away funding provided by the government through Title X if they continue to provide this service. This defunding takes away funding for a large variety of services provided by Planned Parenthood. Only 3% of government funding goes towards the abortion services. The Republican Congress has attempted on 3 various occasions to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which provides women with access to health care and reproductive services. Judge Brett Kavanaugh added power to overturn Roe v. Wade when he was nominated into the Supreme Court. Roe v. Wade is the court ruling that made abortion no longer a criminal act across the United States in 1973. Women's health overall is at stake. In addition to the abortion services, women can receive services from Planned Parenthood, including contraception, flu vaccine, HPV and hepatitis vaccines, smoking cessation counseling, anemia testing, cholesterol and diabetes testing, high blood pressure scans, and breast cancer screens. 41% of women who use Planned Parenthood services rely on government funding. Suggested replacements for Planned Parenthood and other like organizations would be community health centers, but approximately 25% of these communities that lack primary health care do not have access to these community health centers. This defunding is relevant to other groups of people besides just women. Men may not understand the importance of Planned Parenthood and therefore are in support to defund it, but men are also given access to resources provided by Planned Parenthood. They can receive contraception, STI testing, and sex education, and these services are also provided to female friends, girlfriends, or wives that can help to keep her healthy, prevent children in a sexual relationship that could not afford a child, or it would be an unwanted child, and would prevent STIs from both partners. The pro-life community opposes abortion because there is a misconception that Planned Parenthood is specifically meant to provide abortion services, so they encourage the government to put funding elsewhere. But this is an incorrect stigma behind Planned Parenthood. There is an additional problem, which is the ongoing problem with citizens not having sufficient insurance and are low income prior to this potential revoking of funding. So why is this important? Because it's women's health. We want everybody in the country to receive equal access to health care and to be able to receive their right of having health care. So my solution for this is volunteering. Planned Parenthood offers its own volunteering programs, and all are welcomed and encouraged to volunteer to prevent the defunding of this nonprofit organization and bring attention to the importance of this prevention. Planned Parenthood is a specific nonprofit organization that within itself offers a huge volunteering opportunity called I Stand with Planned Parenthood that encourages everyone to make a public stance against taking away the basic rights of women. It also encourages the fight against the gag rule. In this situation, the gag rule is Trump attempting to do a variety of things. It's him attempting to prevent patients from accessing care through Planned Parenthood and Title X funding. Also to prevent healthcare providers from sharing with patients information on how and where to receive safe and legal abortions, regardless of this being desired and or needed for the patient. It's also attempting to remove the guarantee provided with Title X that doctors share all necessary healthcare information. Your Rights, Your Vote, Your Future is a program launched by Planned Parenthood that is an effort to encourage people to vote in this past election early November. Naomi Aberle is the chair of Planned Parenthood Federation of America Board of Directors, and she emphasizes the importance of all women deserving the chance to emphasize their rights to vote and wants to make sure all women are heard during the election. In addition to these volunteering things, we need to change the ideology that America has. We need to change the misconception behind Planned Parenthood that it's not specifically for abortion services and that there's a wide variety of health services that need to be protected. Overall, we need to achieve equality between men and women. There are a few barriers that this attempt to solve this problem that Planned Parenthood is facing first include the pro-life population and government administration. With Judge Brett Kavanaugh, as I mentioned earlier, his election, he added a conservative fire to the high court and adds even more power and effort into overturning the rule of Roe versus Wade. And he also encourages sexist ideals towards women, including not having the right to be in charge of their own health. There is also a lack of support behind the prevention of the defunding of Planned Parenthood. The American Medical Association spoke in opposition of the administration's plans to defund Planned Parenthood, and they said they would not stand behind the government if this passed and took away the potential for Americans to receive care from physicians and other medical providers. In opposition to this, though, the American Hospital Association and Federal American Hospitals spoke against Trump in terms of his replacement for the Affordable Care Act. But neither of these federations mentioned specifically the problems that America would face with defunding Planned Parenthood. The International Journal of Gynecology and Obstetrics posted an article that focuses on the stigma behind the legalization of abortion. There is a huge misunderstanding that legalizing abortion would increase abortion numbers rapidly. This specific journal put on a study that ended up proving the opposite, in that countries with stricter abortion laws have a higher abortion rate than countries where abortion is legal. All in all, we as a country need to understand how detrimental this defunding would be for health and wellness everywhere. We need to protect ourselves, our friends, our families, and our futures from a loss of rights.